Thank you for joining us on the Word of Encouragement on this Monday. I trust you had a wonderful weekend. It's exciting to meet with God's people, and it's a joy to be encouraged. And I trust that you are faithful to your local church if you're not part of this church here. And we're just thankful for the joy that God has given us of having a church family. Today, I'd like to look at Acts chapter 9. If there was anyone that you would have thought could not be reached with the gospel, it would have been a man named Saul, an ambitious man who was climbing to the top of the power of the Jewish Sanhedrin. He was in league with the Romans. He was a man that was ruthless. He was willing to shed the blood of Christians, and he was fervent in his desire to hold up Judaism. And this man is confronted by God on the road to Damascus. We all know that story. And we read in verse 4 of chapter 9, "And he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And he said, Who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Jesus whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks." Now we've got to get the picture here. Here's a man sure of himself. He's going to Damascus to stop the followers of Jesus. He has a demonic fury in what he is doing, and yet a light shines from heaven, and Jesus confronts him. And we read in verse 6, "And he, trembling and astonished, said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do?" In the hearts and lives of many people that we are maybe reacting to in government, other places, and we see them opposing the work of God, we need to realize that God can bring a halt to what they're doing, and he can reach into their hearts. You know, many times when people have a fervor for a cause that's anti-Christian, they're looking for something, and Satan takes advantage of that. People that are able to lead and want to do their own thing and somehow think this is the right way. But you know, when we pray, as 1 Timothy 2 says, for all those that are in authority, well, God can do this kind of thing. Those Christians there in Jerusalem had been praying for God to deliver and for God to work. They wouldn't have dreamed that this is what happened, and yet it did happen. And God met with Saul, and he was converted. It shows you he had a heart that was open, even in the midst of his external furor against the work of God. And he became not only a believer, but became the chosen vessel of the Lord to bear the gospel to the Gentile world. Friends, we need to pray by faith, asking God to work in the lives of those who are in authority, those who are going against the work of God. Think about how many things have changed in the last few years that we thought couldn't change, and they did change. People were touched. People have become Christians that we never would have thought could become Christians. We serve a powerful God. So let's stay encouraged that when we trust the Lord and when we pray, God is hearing, and God can do great and mighty things.